White bezels, no Apple logo, the chin is still here. This is the worst iMac. Apple's not going to sell anything.
You're wrong, and let me explain why.
There have been a bunch of videos either defending or hating on the iMac design, and I want to throw my hat into the mix as I want to discuss some points that I haven't heard anyone speak about. Hello everyone, my name's Mike, and here at Tech Commune we uncover Apple tech and Apple related tech, so hit that like button if that's what you're into. But today I want to talk about the design and tell you why the reasons you hate it is because you weren't the person Apple wanted to sell these Macs to, and if you liked it, then more so than not, you were Apple's target demographic. So let me explain before you keyboard warriors just head to the comments down below, as I know that this will be a very touchy and diverse topic. So as you may or may not know, Apple has come up with their new redesign for the 21.5 inch, now 24 inch iMac. It's super thin at just 11.5 millimeters thick, and it has a bunch of new fun and vibrant colors. The back of the iMac and the stand have been redesigned to give more of a squared off shape to it, taking sort of design cues from the iPad Pro. But the front of the iMac is where most people have the issues. Pretty much since 2009, the iMac has had a black glass front with silver aluminium body and chin. The chin housed the iconic Apple logo, making it completely recognizable on almost any desk setup. Apple has redesigned the new iMac 24 inch to have white bezels, removed the Apple logo from the front, kept the chin, and made the chin into this pastel color. This is where problems start for a lot of people. Let's start off easy with that chin and the lack of Apple logo on the front. When it comes to the chin, people have said that they could have easily got rid of that chin and made the iMac 2 or 3 millimeters thicker to make room for all the components in it. And yes, I don't think anyone can say that they couldn't have gone down this route. This is Apple after all. Would we have loved this iMac even more so if they did? Probably, but the chin is Apple's, the same way the notch is Apple's. There are many companies like Microsoft who have brought out their own all-in-one with no chin, or Samsung who have brought out phones with no huge notches like Apple. But Apple uses this. This is marketing and it's free. When you pick up an iPhone without looking at the back, you know it's an iPhone. Your grandma could figure it out. But give them a phone with a hole punch display in the top left-hand corner, and it could be one of dozens of companies that could have made that phone. Same with the iMac and MacBook. Cover the logos and you'll know it's a Mac. Companies even copy it because they know it works, like Huawei computers. I mean, their design department might as well be called Command and C. Okay, that was a bit harsh, but you get my point, right? The 24 inch iMac is going to sell out their 27 inch or 32 inch or whatever it will be in the future with Apple Silicon, because the majority of people aren't pros. Why do you think that the M1 MacBook Air outsells every other MacBook, even though it's technically the worst MacBook in the lineup? We as professionals and tech nerds are the minority. We are the ones who complain about all of this stuff. So with Apple knowing that this will be the most popular iMac that will be in homes, schools, and most likely my local estate agents, they need to keep that chin as it's a free advertising for Apple. I'm not saying I like it, but I get it. It's business. When it comes to the Apple logo, I mean, I don't really get it. I don't know why they got rid of it, and I truly don't have an answer. I mean, the iMac is the only Apple product that has two Apple logos, so maybe they decided to change that, and there was even someone talking about the fact that the iMac, because it comes in a vase mount option, for those people who turn it portrait, it would look weird to have the Apple logo. But firstly, how many vase mount iMac 24 inches are going to be sold? And then how many of those people are going to run it portrait? I mean, come on, if you're going to be the type of person to run your computer portrait, you're more likely to be someone who has a dual monitor setup with one monitor being in portrait mode and the other being in landscape. So I don't really think it's that. Moving on to the white bezels. Some people hate the fact that this has white bezels because it either doesn't look right, or the fact is that you can see the black outline around the edges, and you don't find that on the black bezeled models. I agree partially with this case, but let me take you back in a time before 2009 when every iMac had white bezels. This was the time when Apple made computers to appeal to the households, the students, the artists, for the youth. The ads back then too were playful and fun, but over the last few years we have seen iMac ads being more serious and geared towards pros and tech nerds like us. White bezels signified fun and being different in the sea of of black bezeled computers out there. I think the reason why Apple brought this back was to target the households and the non-professional consumers. Now, this isn't to say that these computers cannot be used by pros, because we know that the M1 chip is a powerful chip, but for the non-professional and the household user, it's hard to justify getting a machine that's more than $1,300 or $1,500, whereas if you are a professional or a tech enthusiast, you might be more easily persuaded to spend more and go for the high-end iMac when Apple launches it. I see this iMac as the iPhone 12 in the iMac lineup. It comes in a whole bunch of fun colors too, but for those people who care about specs or use it in a professional setting, you'll be more easily convinced to go for the iPhone 12 Pro for its advanced features. But the average consumer doesn't care about things like recording in HDR 10-bit video and won't be spending an extra $200 to $300 for it, but you and I might. Apple made this iMac design with its white front and colorful colors to do two things: to attract the iPhone 12 and iPhone 11 users who love their purple and red iPhones and want a fast but simple iMac in their home, and two, to stop tech enthusiasts or professionals from buying this machine. Realistically, if you are a creative who does, let's say, color grading work or photo editing, knows that having white bezels can affect your ability to color grade. I've even seen people here on YouTube, like video editors from Linus Tech Tips, who color grade in the dark. For those people, they will give the iMac 24-inch a miss and will spend more of their money on a more expensive, quote-unquote, professional iMac. This does look striking on a desk, and I can almost guarantee that this is the most colourful all-in-one out there, and that's great because for the market that they're trying to hit, it will work. In the same way that we see the iPad Air getting colours, Apple will be differentiating the Pro and non-Pro by using this color technique. Again, I'm not saying that these machines won't be used by professionals, the same way I'm sure people use the iPad Air, the colourful iPad Air, over the iPad Pro to do their work. But for quote-unquote for the true pro or enthusiast, they will spend more to have the features that they want and those extra features that they might not even need. Now that pastel colour in the front chin, I'm not sure about it. I need to see it in person because their images always looks a bit different than when it's in person, because to me it looks like it's a huge difference from the back. Like, take a look at the iPhone 12 in red. You can see that the aluminium and the glass back are clearly red and the sides aren't super red, and it sort of flows nicely to the back glass. But now if we take a look at the red on the iMac, it's almost pink from the front and very muted compared to the red on the back. Some of the colours in my opinion look really nice. Like for me, I like the purple, the blue and the green, but obviously this is going to be subjective. I think there is a colour out there for everyone, so you're going to be fine. And lastly, the magnetic power connector. Yes, it might seem a little bit weird, and I think the reason that they went for this is because the iMac is so thin that using the traditional connector would have been very difficult. The old connector, you had to push it in and then it sort of clipped in, but that wouldn't be possible with this kind of design. So the magnets do make it a little bit easier to plug it in and get started, which is the whole point of the iMac pretty much since the G3, is just to plug in and play. Now, I did a poll over on Instagram and I sent a whole bunch of messages to my friends, like I think over a dozen messages. And what I did is I said, look at these 5 computers and tell me which one is your favorite. Only 3 out of, I think, 35 people picked Apple's own design. Everyone else either picked the all white or the black bezeled models, and pretty much all of them across the board wanted the Apple logo on the front. It was something that when I asked them, why did you pick the one with the Apple logo over the one without the Apple logo, they said it wouldn't be an iMac without it. That's something quite interesting. I thought I'd just throw it in there. Obviously that is based on my followers and, you know, my friends based in the UK. Obviously everyone has a different sort of design aesthetic that they like to achieve with their, you know, setups. But I thought it was quite interesting that, you know, out of the 5 images, the one that was picked the least was Apple's own design. Look, the same way we hated and mocked the AirPod design and the iPhone notch, this will be all forgotten about, and you'll probably end up loving it because the features always seem to outweigh the dislike of the design. It doesn't matter if you or I don't like the design, Apple will sell a ton of these, and this will probably end up being the most popular iMac Apple has ever launched. If you can, I would say just wait and see the larger iMac, because this might have a different design. But for most people, the 24-inch iMac is probably the best value desktop even the $1,300 model isn't a bad option out there, because you could just add it to your basket with one click and you get almost everything you need spec-wise. I would say it's very difficult to find an all-in-one at this price that you can do the same. But there we have it. As always, this is a discussion, so please leave a comment down below on what you think about all of this, and check out the links down in the description to support the channel. If you haven't already, please follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TechCarMoon. Drop me a like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. But if you want to see more from me right now, you guys know what to do. There's 2 fantastic videos right over here. I love them. You're going to love them. Go ahead, just click it. I won't mind if you skip me right now. Anyway, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.